Hello, welcome back. Atlantis Part 2. Today the Earth is in a much lower vibration than the time of Atlantis, which was in a fifth dimension vibration. We are currently in a 3D vibration, where sexuality is based on sensation and need. However, an orgasm is the nearest a person can get these days to a connection with God and a feeling of bliss. Back in the fifth dimension on Atlantis, people only had sex with love. They sought a person who resonated with them at an emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical level. Sex was a merging of their auric fields and gave them a feeling of wholeness. People then acted with high integrity, peace, love, joy, and gratitude. This is sadly lacking these days. They appreciated nature, savoured everything around them through their senses, through smell, taste, touch, hearing, seeing, feeling, and their emotional side. The 12 priests and priestesses trained others and initiated them about the power of crystals. They were taught mind control, and with this they practiced levitation, telekinesis, teleportation, and manifestation. They were taught how to use sound and light. With all this knowledge, they became what was known as a magi, M-A-G-I. They learnt to fly and could contact other galaxies. There were several levels in the priesthood. At the top was the high priest or priestesses, the mage, the initiate, the adept, and the novice. The priests and priestesses liaised with the intergalactic council for what information was to be shared. Many of those that achieved this high training would return to their star of soul origin, taking the new wisdoms with them. On Earth today, the chances for spiritual advancement are greater now than ever before. Back in Atlantis, more souls arrived to populate the continent, and these were birthed through the physical body. Couples came together to undertake this responsibility in a committed blessed union. No rings or vows were exchanged, as they felt no one should ever limit another. No one had sex outside of a relationship, as birthing and caring were considered a sacred task. Before a couple were joined in a union, a priest would examine their auras to see if they were emotionally and spiritually compatible. It's a pity we don't do that today, hey? This was to ensure the baby had a balanced emotional upbringing as opposed and exposed to masculine and the feminine energies. The beings from the other universes watching the experiment from afar as the experiment continued. Not everybody was in a union. Some were single, and many became priests. People then would only die if they had pre-agreed to leave the experiment, so others could experience the emotions and separation and bereavement. Even today, death is a predetermined choice made by our souls before we incarnate on Earth. During sleep time, our spirits leave our physical body and travel to other planes for spiritual help, such as deciding the next step in their spiritual journey. Then as now, if a person died, you did not lose them, as they were always around us, helping us from spiritual realms. When a couple joined in union, everyone in the community helped them build a home, with skills, time, and ideas for free. There was no ownership, as this promoted difference, separation, and greed. This experiment was to establish sharing, caring, trust, and oneness. The first babies born were regarded with wonder and respect and loved by everyone in the community. They could communicate telepathically with their parents. Small children went to nurseries to develop socially, and these were run by people with qualities of love, caring, wisdom, and teaching skills. The priests helped maintain the spiritual energy of the creches. Children grew up with a sense of self-worth and happiness, but a feeling of belonging and connectedness. They were well nurtured, so they grew into balanced, loving adults. Again, it's a shame that doesn't always happen today, sadly. They were always encouraged to be creative. They were in touch with everything and everything. They could see energies around them. Everyone's hearts were open. There was no secrets. The children's spiritual and psychic gifts were developed by the priests. They were taught telepathically, and information was given to them by pouring white light into their minds. By listening to music, they would practice visualizations. The people were happy and healthy here. Families would go to temples for healing, and priests would balance and realign mental, emotional, spiritual energies using sound and crystals, a bit like some Reiki today. There was no illness back then. For 1500 years, animals and people were friends and loved and honoured each other, and many animals were part of a family. When humans and animals started to eat flesh, this was by divine contract. For example, a hungry person would telepathically connect with a herd, and the weakest member would offer itself as a food source. This made the animal sacred. This still applies in Native American tribes who took their wisdom from Atlantis. Today we must learn to honour animals and become friends once more. There is too much cruelty in the world towards animals. That's all for now. So thank you for listening. There will be another video. This is part 2, Atlantis. Please like, share, subscribe to Soul Magic 99. Take care.